Hello, everybody. Welcome to another post-holiday. Well, we still got New Year's coming up, but post-Christmas script
Something.
analysis. And I'm very excited we got Mario here for some more chromatic Beetlejuice stuff.
Yeah.
Our question was, where should we start? Because he handed in 27 pages on this thing.
Ooh.
That seems like a lot.
That is. Are you with us, Mario?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Just the last 10 pages. Let's see what the PDF that starts at page. I said it here.
All right.
17.
17. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Uh-huh.
why don't you refresh everybody what happened last time we were chromatic and Beetlejuice?
Okay. The last three times were just revisions of Mitsuha going against the White Knights and Fubuki getting shot after being chased by the Snowstorm gang.
Ah,
And
yes.
so she says, "I'll only help you get patched up if you tell me who the person who gave the drug specifically is."
Ah, okay. So now, when you say page 17, you mean page 17 here, right?
Page 17 of the PDF. So of the comic, it's page 11.
Oh, okay. Sorry. All right, then I was right. Okay. Page 11. Here we go. Okay. So, we open up with Mitsuha and Fubuki.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm.
All right. Who wants to read Mitsuha? Who wants to assign the parts, good sir?
So the parts, let's have Danny be Fubuki, Larry can be Mitsuha. There will be a man showing up later, so you can be him, Preston, and then I'll be the other girl who shows up later, named Veronica.
Okay.
So,
Am I narrating?
yes, you got the voice.
All right.
I got the voice, but I do screw up
You
a lot.
started talking first, you fool.
There you go. All right, page 11,
All
panel
right.
1, main sewer hub. They are now in a dark blue room with grayed walls room that has entrances to different tunnels. Mitsuha drags a stumbling Fubuki. Fubuki's eyes are half closed, her torso doused in blood with a bit of loose wires out of her bullet holes.
Hold on for a bit longer. We're almost there.
I can't feel my legs.
Panel 2, Mitsuha, still dragging Fubuki, approaches what appears to be a sealed-off metal door. Panel 3, she feels on the door with her free right hand. Fubuki lets out groan. A man's voice is heard from the other side. Now, this is comic because we're doing it in panels. So I'm not sure how you're going to convey that that's.
I should probably have the off panel description.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, like, how are you going to convey that that's a masculine voice as opposed to a feminine voice or a robotic voice?
Well, the thing is just for me to remember when I write this.
Okay. She knocks on the door, and we got a gang, and I'll be the man. What are you here for? Hello. Yeah, I noticed somebody's got the cops coming at the back.
It's not
yeah.
me.
I live at King Street, and there's always an emergency vehicle going up and down Bathurst because King is just full of tourists.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, like, Canadian police sirens sound the same as American police sirens. I thought you guys would.
Shockingly.
Go figure.
I mean, I was expecting like a more European, like.
No.
Just rent a car, man.
Yeah.
We get the same cars as you guys. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Panel 4, close up. On the other side of the door, there is the shadow of a man with mutton chops, wearing an apron, holding a large shotgun with a fat pump-action lever. The whites of his eyes are wide upon hearing Mitsuha's words.
How can we see the whites of his eyes if he's a shadow?
Should be
Like
just
they're glowing.
Okay, that's a manga thing.
Yeah. I'm here for a dumpster dive, and I don't have all day.
He's got things to do.
Yes.
Page 12, panel 1. The doors open inward. Mitsuha, each facing the doorway, drags Fubuki into the room by the arms. Panel 2, interior. That's W, right?
Yes, that'd be a guess.
Veronica. Huh?
Veronica's makeshift laboratory? The mutton-chopped man closes the door, shotgun still in hand. Mitsuha drags Fubuki to a worn-down medical table stained with splashes of red, brown, black, and blue. So what brings you around here, Misty? Haven't seen you in a few years. Glad to know you're still alive. Panel 3, Mitsuha shakes Fubuki off onto the aforementioned table.
Finally get out of that shit shack I called a home. Now I actually have a place I can take my friends back to.
Panel 4, the man is in the back at the table with surgical tools and a small blowtorch lined up on a cloth. The cloth is disgusting brown with an uneasy hue, contrasting with the fresh, clean tools. So what do you need? No one just goes silent for years, then shows up at the door.
I'm gonna need a few bullets removed and then sewn tight. Jaro, they got her good.
I feel like that was kind of implied when he plopped down the android riddled with bullets, but there you go.
Maybe.
Page 13, panel 1. Jaro winces while bringing the tools over to the table on a soiled cart.
So I'll do it. Veronica, we got a case of 7 tracers. Critical.
By the way, I can just real quick. What did you mean by tracers?
Oh, I just wanted to be like a street slang term for like shots, like bullets.
Okay,
or something like that.
Because tracers are technically a very specific round or kind of ammunition. I don't know if you're aware of that.
Okay, I'll probably have to change that then, or look up tracers that's good enough to keep it there.
Yeah. Tracers are rounds that have a little bit of something that will ignite visibly and like give off like a really bright red flare as they're hurtling through space. So if you are firing a automatic machine gun or assault rifle or something like that, like every 5th round will be a tracer, and so you can visually see where your fire is going in order to better control it. That's what a tracer round does.
Oh, okay. Looking at it, yeah, I'll actually keep it. I'll keep it there. That actually seems fitting given this universe.
Very well. Okay.
Okay. You can do it, right?
Well, if it's what I think it is, it's not going to be pretty.
Panel 2. Jaro rushes up to the operating table with a cart loaded with the tools and various unmarked bottle syringes and vials. And by the way, hello, Marshall Lewis. Thank you so much for watching. Oh, and good evening, Mr. Lamont.
Good evening.
Hello, Mr. Lamont.
Panel 3, Veronica walks into frame. She is a Polish lady in her late 30s, comes into frame. Her strawberry blonde hair is in a ponytail. She is wearing a brown apron, dark goggles, leather gloves, and looks a bit irked. Panel 4, Mitsuha and Jaro both walk away from the table. In the background, Veronica has a scalpel with a blue laser tip on the end of the blade in her hand, ready to inject Fubuki with painkiller. I wish to give a technical note. You do not make an injection with a scalpel.
Oh no, that was a thing that didn't get erased. It was supposed to be just blade in her hand. That second half just gone.
All right.
All right.
Who wants to be Veronica? John, why don't you take over Veronica?
This shouldn't take long.
Jaro?
No, like I see the white circle moving, but I don't hear anything from him.
I heard him.
Oh,
I heard him.
Yeah. I heard him. Yeah. Trust me, he said the line.
Okay.
Who wants to? You're Jaro, right?
Wait, Misty, she's got this. I'll just have to be on standby.
Page 14, panel 1. The duo lean against the wall, illuminated by the light of the laser scalpel and a few sparks. Jaro gives Mitsuha a curious look.
So how'd she get like this?
Even under arrest, she's a magnet for chaos.
Panel 2, close up on Jaro's face. Jaro has a nervous smile on his face.
So you're a chaser now. Hope the Red Ember isn't here to shut me down.
Panel 3, Mitsuha gives Jaro an upset look.
After all these years.
If I wanted to do that, I would have come after you years ago. You wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that to you.
Page 15, 4 panels. The page has black borders indicating a fresh back. Panel 1, low shot. Jaro in his 20s and teenager Mitsuha are looking at a table. Mitsuha and Jaro are both dressed in cargo pants and a tank top combo with armor padding, looking at the reader.
Not after all we've been through.
All right, now I'm a little confused because you got off panel, but they're on panel. But they're younger on panel. Did you want that to be coming from an adult Mitsuha?
Adult Mitsuha off panel. Yeah.
Okay, you might need to be a little clearer.
Voice over.
Yeah, voice over. Okay.
Yeah.
Panel 2. There is a table loaded with flashy weapons, 1 rifle, 1 magnum, and tubular grenades that look like cybernetic thermoses. Panel 3, both of them pick up a gun to inspect them. Panel 4, wide shot. The duo are still looking at the guns. The room is revealed to be damaged by gunfire, and a few dead bodies litter the floor. Panel 16. Panel border is white again. I've never given instruction on my panel border. All right, panel 1. Mitsuha and Jaro are startled by a screaming Fubuki. Panel 2. There you go.
There we go.
Let's see. Panel 3, Fubuki passes out from the shot. Veronica, aka John.
I should have assumed you were fully prosthetic when I saw those wires. Jaro, I need more syringes.
I hope you heard that one. Panel 4.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, looks at Veronica concerned. Jaro walks away.
It's just a sedative.
17, 3 panels. Panel 1, Veronica continues surgery on Fubuki, one hand wiping her head. Panel 2, we see a small tray filled with 3 bullets.
So you shot her for a drug deal.
The Snowstorm gang did. She knows something they don't want her to know. And I need that intel.
If I can interject, unless they have completely dealt with all viruses, the doctor would not be wiping her own forehead because it's a good way to spread germs onto her clothes. That's why in doctors' TV
this
shows
is
you
also
always
a
see-
surgery in a sewer tunnel.
Yeah,
I
this is
want
like
to-
a dive.
Oh, they're doing surgery in a sewer tunnel?
Yeah, I wanted to show that. Like,
I must have missed that part.
You did miss that
I
part.
wanted to just show it in the scroll. Like, if you want to survive, sometimes you have to do the quick and dirty method and just hope you don't die today. They'll be later after.
This is like the medical operation in Minority Report.
Yeah. They're also
Okay.
cyborgs, so Yeah.
Never mind. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
I was thinking we were in a hospital or something.
It's okay.
We see Fubuki's torso, the bullet holes sealed shut with a mix of welding and stitches.
So what's the plan?
Gonna head back to HQ as fast as I can.
You still remember how to get around the sewer system?
Well, I got here, didn't I?
18, panel 1, Veronica puts the tools down.
This one's good to go. She won't feel pain for another hour at least.
Thanks, Dot. Put a couple pills in her pocket. She'll need them.
Ah, my kind of doctor. Has enough pills.
Go, panel 2, Veronica put her hand out, palm up.
Ahem.
Close up Veronica's hand gets filled with NIS chips, informal silicone money that looks like fluorescent square casino chips, but marked with a stylized N on them with a digital slash.
That should be enough. Keep the rest on a tab.
Panel 4, close shot. if he wants to have a tab, I feel like he needs to count out how much it is. Otherwise, like, like the thing about the street is it's awfully trusting to go, here's an unspecified amount of money. Whatever is in excess of how much you feel you are owed, please credit me next time. You know what I'm saying? Panel 4, close shot. Jaro's eyes narrow for a second, and the background Mitsuha helps Fukubi slide off the operating table.
Let me know if you need anything. Weapons or medical. Friend with friend.
Panel 17, page 19. Panel 1. Jaro approaches the duo with 2 tubular grenades, the same kind as seen in the flashback.
And take these gas bombs. Get the weird roaches in the tunnels.
Roaches?
Uh-oh, we're freaking out about roaches. Front of CAF HQ night, an empty Dem Street. Mitsuha pulls Fubuki out of a manhole-covered CAF building. Page 20, 3 panels. Panel 1, interior CAF interrogation room day. Fubuki, only slightly drowsy, is sitting in a... By the way, are there any windows in the interrogation room? Typically there aren't. There's like a two-way mirror, but there's usually not a window.
Yeah, then I'll get rid of that day then.
Yeah, they can get rid of day. Fubuki, only slightly drowsy, is sitting in a chair at a long steel table. Mitsuha and Nobuya on opposite ends of the table look at her. Mitsuha has a scowl while Nobuya has a more stony expression. Panel 2, Mitsuha hands Nobuya the syringe she obtained earlier.
I held up my end to the deal. Now you're going to hold up yours. For the record.
For the record.
For the records.
Fubuki sits wide-eyed in her chair, afraid.
Who in the Snowstorm gang gave you this?
Dun dun dun! All right, everybody. That was Chromatic Beetlejuice. What did we think? Larry, get us started. What do you think?
Well, it's interesting. You get some cyberpunk aspects in there.
Definitely.
We already had those, but now we know that they are in fact cyborgs. So that's interesting. Get some medical procedures. Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, we got. Look, I like street medical scenes. I always found them kind of fun, and gross at the same time. So, we got a street medical scene. We got a street medical scene. And it was a good street medical scene. Yeah. We're finding out a bit more about the world. There are maybe some plot hooks in there. All right, yeah. John.
I
know you
came in
came
kind of
halfway.
late, but I mean, I liked what I read, what I saw. It seemed pretty interesting, and I'm a sucker for cyberpunk, so.
There you go. And Danny.
Yeah, you cyberpunk the hell out of this. There was a building and something character development-y was happening, and it all flowed reasonably well from what I assume was the previous scene, which involved the thing that we read like 10 different times.
Yes.
So that scene flowed from that.
Yes.
Constructives. Okay. You need to clean up the script a little bit. You got sentences hanging. You're using a lot of passive voice. You could be more efficient in your communication style. Story-wise, I mean, I thought this scene was, like I said, I like street medical scenes, so I thought it was reasonably compelling. Although we're not really worried about whether she's going to make it. That seems like Mitsuha doesn't seem particularly concerned about Veronica. So there's not a ton of tension. I guess that would be my main criticism. There's not a ton of tension in the scene.
Wait, I thought Veronica was the doctor doing the procedure.
Oh,
Yes.
wait. What's the name of the? What's the name of the?
Fubuki. Yeah. Fubuki.
Okay,
Yeah.
Fubuki. Sorry, Fubuki. My apologies. Anyone got constructive notes?
I got a technical note and a couple of story notes.
Go for it.
The technical note is if you're not drawing this yourself, you have one verb per panel.
Okay.
And also, you should make it count, which is one of the reasons not to use passive voice. The verb should not be is.
Okay.
But you can only show a character really doing one thing per panel, broadly speaking. And revising your script so will make your artist better at their job without them knowing about it. So that's a thing. That was a technical note. Okay, story notes. So yeah, I'm with Preston on the lack of tension here. We should either care if Fubuki lives or dies, or fine. Mitsua's old friend is running this literally underground clinic, but maybe she has no idea who Veronica is, and they have an argument or something like that over a soon-to-be dead body. Would be a bit more dramatic, but like overall, the beats are pretty good still. Also, the flashback had no dialogue and did nothing interesting as 4 panels, so just make it one big panel.
Yeah.
Just make it a page.
Yeah, I forgot there was even a flashback there.
Okay.
Give it a page, show everything,
True.
like have the action in the middle with like the guns and stuff. I mean, as fun as it is to be like to try to write something that is awesome and super tech nerdy, like again, if you're not drawing this yourself, someone else has to create all this stuff, and it's going to be boring and based on references. And just show a really cool scene and then show it big. And then, because like it's not like that scene is telling a story in one page. So just like them loading up some weapons around a pile of corpses in a blown up room is pretty dramatic by itself. I don't know why it needs a dramatic surprise in the middle of it.
That was a good reveal when we are.
That was a pretty good reveal.
Yeah,
but there was no dialogue there, so like it didn't add as much as it could have.
Yeah. Anyone else?
I had two notes for the parts that I was there, and then I guess actually I'll do 3. But the first 2 is, one, as I would, like Preston mentioned about the currency, it's very likely that in the future we're going to be going to a digital currency system. So maybe think in terms of that rather than terms of handing an actual item to somebody. Like it might be, what was it that they used? I know they used Bitcoin in not Almost Human. Maybe it was Almost Human, the TV show. But what they typically did was they both had these little sticks that they would touch, something like that. So you could create some generic currency, but have them do something like that, where they just take this little glowy stick that they have and they just tap it, and it somehow sciencey mumbo jumbos transfers the electronic currency from one wallet to another.
I mean, that's what you do if you want to transfer Bitcoin by phone these days. So.
Right.
Basically, I mean, like if you're both in the same place, you can.
Right. Exactly.
High five and
Yeah. So that's kind of where I'm going with that. Like that's kind of where if we go to a digital currency system, it's going to be like the future because everybody has a phone. Now I don't know what in your universe if they still use cell phones or if you've invented something better than that's replaced it. But so you can think along those lines rather than actually having somebody count out little chips. Though I thought the look of the chips was pretty cool. I think that that might become dated pretty quickly, at least in cyberpunk stories. Also in cyberpunk, the doctors tend to be kind of especially for cybernetics, they tend to be kind of a mix of mechanic and doctor. So I would like to see more of a distinction between the two. It's Cyberpunk, one of the themes of Cyberpunk is the melding of man and machine. So you kind of have to be an expert of both. So I'd kind of like to see a little bit of that in the medical scene. Though my big note was, if there's absolutely no stakes with her being shot or the whole thing at all, and nobody's overly concerned about the life-death scenario, then the scene's kind of pointless and probably could be cut.
I do want to give one note on the, again, Minority Report was kind of cool, because when you're in a medical scene and you want to add tension, we tend to go for, oh, they're gonna die, which, I mean, it works. There's a reason we go to it, but it's so overused. And there was in Minority Report, there's this, he's getting his eyes replaced. So that he can fool the
retina scanners.
The scanners.
Yeah, the retina scanners. And so they're adding tension because it's okay, don't open the blindfold for a certain amount of time or your eyes won't work, and oh, by the way, I left you a sandwich, but one of them was rotten, and we the audience. So there's ways that you can add tension without necessarily going, oh, and you're gonna die. So
yeah.
I didn't necessarily, but yeah, that's kind of the point. If there's no tension to it, the scene doesn't have purpose, so you might as well just skip it and move on. So, but if you can create purpose, or if you can create tension, then that scene will have purpose, and that's basically what I'm saying.
Okay, because
the doctor say that she's only part cyborgy, right?
Yeah, this one.
Oh, I didn't know she was part cyborg, and this sedative is only supposed to work on pure cyborgs. We've got to replace this, but there's all these. I don't really know where the mechanism stops and the human body begins. So this might screw up her speech function, and then the doctor can be no, we need her to testify.
There you go. That would be cool.
Okay. Okay. Because when I first wrote this one, because the last 5 pages was a lot harder to write than it should have been. I was at this point more concerned about it flowing well. And then the notes here, you said add purpose. And it's easier for me to go back and add the purpose than it is for me to try to figure out and have a purpose that doesn't really work. I mean, when I first tried writing it, it was a whole very beginning, the flower shop scene. You thought the same guy was her ex-boyfriend. I remember that press, and I'm like, okay, so how do I figure this out to establish that this guy is clearly a business-only connection to her past, while simultaneously getting Kabuki patched up and getting her to the headquarters? That was my biggest concern at that point.
Well, your conflict needs to drive the story.
Yeah.
And your scenes need to have conflict in them. So if she goes to the doctor for a routine checkup and the doctor says you're A-okay, well, there's no conflict in that scene, and therefore we're not driving the story. It's just character goes to get a routine checkup. But if Danny said if
he's giving away free grenades at the end of it, what? Get your punch card done. 3 underground surgeries, get a free grenade.
I like it.
Yeah.
Do some more damage, get her to come back.
Yeah. Just not having that.
Could you punch my card, please?
I mean, yeah, I have a feeling this scene would be better if we handed it to Quentin Tarantino and said, write the dialogue, because it would be interesting if we got the doctor and he's just kind of Tarantino characters tend to kind of cross over boundaries of everyday decor and whatever, just be outlandish. If we just had a completely outlandish street cyber doctor doing
something while high out of his mind.
Yeah, that would be good. You know what? Why isn't the doctor high out of his mind? He has access to drugs.
Maybe he's point operated. It doesn't matter.
Wait, that would be cool if the doctor were high out of his mind, because this is an unexpected drop by, right?
Yeah.
No, he
No.
could have just dropped acid an hour ago and be like, "I'm gonna do my best."
I'm thinking
Yeah.
does the painkiller work? He gives himself a shot. Yep, this thing works.
Yeah.
Maybe we should just get rid
Okay.
of Veronica entirely and increase the
just repurpose her, make her crazy. Yeah.
on
Yeah.
what's his name, Jace, a lot
Yeah.
harder. Because the scene has 2 people doing the surgery now,
Yeah.
and I think if there's only one person and that person isn't necessarily the best of shape, that's more tension. There's more
Gotcha.
conflict there,
Yeah, gotcha.
right?
Yeah.
So I can't rely on anybody else. That this guy is wrecked, but she really wants her punch card filled. She gets some free grenade.
Yeah. And I'll keep what you said about the digital currency, because I was thinking maybe just make it another kind of digital currency, because we get so many of them nowadays.
Yeah.
That one that is like the underground digital currency. Although I could probably just keep that in.
Actually,
And
I mean,
and
Gibson
all
just
these
used
like
Mugen,
cyber
right?
currencies, yeah, all these cyber currencies seem to be like somehow pinned to some other thing, but they're like the special tracker. So this could be like, oh yes, this because there's like doggy coin and all kinds of other stupid there's a special one just for library books or something. Anyway, like this could be like Metacoin, you know.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Or pick a coin you want to pump. Maybe everyone just genuinely uses Dogecoin in the future.
There you go. Yeah. Dogecoin wins the trade war.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like something like completely more ridiculous than that.
Yeah.
Or just make one up.
Yeah, probably make one up and then mention the others in passing.
And then someone else will actually just create a coin with that. They would make money off your work. Bam.
Yeah. Exactly.
Trademark it first. Trademark your book. Trademark your coin. Then
There you go, John.
Trademark it, start the coin, make money.
Yeah.
Yes.
Works. I will love that.
Even just like US dollars, TM.
Exactly. All right, let's talk about Angel of Darkness.
Woo!
Woo! Which is not about angels, I don't think.
There was some darkness.
There's definitely some darkness.
There is some darkness. Yes.
All right, so this is what page are we on?
So this is going to be page 1. This is a rewrite from the first 10 pages.
Page 1, issue
2, page 1.
Okay. All right. So stakes are pretty high here because issue 2 is about to go into production pretty soon.
Yes. Yes.
So no pressure.
In the next
people,
next couple weeks.
Right. Very well. All right. So
so one of the things that I did, if you notice, we're starting on page 1 is starting on page 3, and that's because what I'm going to do is, rather than introducing the train the way that I did, I am just going to draw a map.
Okay.
So I'm going to have a giant map and that's what I describe in the first 2 pages. So I'm going to have my art team actually design a map that says where everybody is. So we're going to start page 1, so we'll start on page 3, but it's actually page 1.
Okay.
Let's see. Well, I'll narrate, and then let's see. Preston, why don't you do Nikki, Larry? I'm trying to remember who all speaks in this. And Larry, I'll have you do Aaron. And Mario, you can do the guys as they come up.
All right.
And then Preston and Larry, you can jump in on some random dudes too, because there's a few extras that have lines.
So I'm doing.
Since I don't have any lines, are you sure you don't want me to narrate so you can take notes?
No, it'll be fine because it'll be better if I read it. Oh, right. Danny, why don't you do Hansu? I know he has a bunch of lines.
Okay. I don't know how to pronounce some of your characters' names. I remember that being hard for me last time.
That's okay. We'll figure it out.
Cool beans.
And which character am I? Aaron, you said?
No, you'll be Nikki because you do
Nikki.
you do a bitch really well.
Thank you so much.
You can do bitchy really well. So, all right. Page 1, panels 2, exterior. Actually, you know what, Danny, you're right. You narrate.
Cool.
I think it'll be better if I listen. And
Exterior African belt. Train rear platform. Panel 1. Nikki Ridley sits on the rear platform of the train, her legs planted on the metal steps. In her hand, she holds a child's skull last seen in her shrine from issue 1. She wears a sad expression while staring into the eye sockets of the skull.
Just technical note, you need to give us day or night, I think.
Yeah. Cape to Cairo Railways, Central Africa, 1939. Panel 2, inset. Narrow wide shot of the 1920s steam locomotive branded Cape to Cairo Railways. Chugs along tracks, cutting through the African veldt. Page 2, panel 1. Present. Exterior, train coupler 5-6. Captain Ejekwu stands on the train coupler, smoking. His expression is one of pain and anger. Panel 2, large panel, flashback. Interior, Ejekwu master bedroom. Captain Ejekwu stands wearing his uniform shirt and slacks as his 7-month pregnant wife, Ife, smiles at him, tying his tie. Earlier that day.
Of all the officers in the British Army, they chose you. Mario, why don't you?
Ichuku, sure. It was the only chance the others. It was the only chance the others are away on assignment.
Panel 3, flashback. Close on Ife, smiling sweetly.
I will light a candle for you at Mass. May the good Lord make the London officers see you are set for a promotion.
Let's not put the cart before the horse.
Panel 4, flashback. Ife slips Ejeku's uniform jacket over his broad shoulders. Ejeku smiles. Or laughs.
I know they will see what I see. Perhaps I should start packing. What do the women of London wear these days?
I'm just dying to know what the asterisk means.
Foreign language, I'm assuming.
Oh, okay, got it.
So this is copyable and pastable with the note. Sorry, was that right?
That is correct. Yes, you skip the artist notes, and that's fine. Yes.
Page 3, exterior Bulawayo train platform night. Panel 1, flashback. Smoke bellows from a 1920 steam engine, Cape to Cairo Railways, filling the platform with an ominous fog. African townsfolk in various outfits, from the more traditional to the European suits, crowd and pile into the train in a massive panic. A horde of zombies rips its way through the crowd of escaping passengers. The horn of the engine blares.
No, the horde.
Honk. Yes.
No, you're right. Sorry.
Panel 2, flashback. Captain Jaconde, the train conductor, pulls the whistle, yelling.
Larry, you want to do that?
Sure. Everyone on board, we're leaving. Whatever that says.
Panel 3, flashback. Ejekwu wades through the crowds looking for someone, but he cannot find her.
Ife.
Panel 4. Major Hansu grabs Ejeku's arm, tugging him onto train couple 7-8.
Captain, time to go.
For Ife, I must find her.
We've evacuated everyone. Get on board.
It's a pretty good accent.
Yeah, that was a pretty good accent. Panel 5, present. Train coupler 5-6, exterior, no time. Ejeku rubs a cigarette on the side of the train.
Like you do.
I would just flick it off the train.
Yes.
Set the whole forest on fire while you're at it.
They're on a belt.
Look, they're being pursued by zombies.
Yeah.
Yes.
It'll slow down the zombies. Come on. Page 4, exterior train coupler 5-6, no time. Panel 1, Jaconde stands behind Ejeku holding a clipboard. Ejeku continues to stare into the distance.
Who was doing... Larry, didn't you do Jaconde?
Sure. I am sorry for your loss.
Panel 2, Hansu exits passenger coach 6, standing in the doorway.
Captain, report.
Panel 3, Ejeku brushes past Jaconde into passenger coach 5. Jaconde holds out the clipboard so Hansu can read it.
It appears the captain's wife didn't make it on board.
Panel 4, Jaconde and Hansu are now alone on the train coupler.
Present the final count to the colonel.
Yes, sir.
Page 5, panel 1, interior passenger coach number 5. Ojaku sits with 2 other conscripts.
Preston, you want to do the conscript one?
I'm sorry for your loss, Captain.
I joined the army to protect my home from invaders. And I don't know about you, but I'm not ready to give up on it.
Panel 2, a wide shot showing more of the coach of the refugees. Ojaku looks out among the crowd. In the background, Hansu enters passenger coach number 5.
You're not the only one.
Walk with me.
Panel 3, Hansu walks towards the front of passenger coach number 5. Ahead of him, Ojaku walks with 2 conscripts towards train coupler 4-5. Panel 4, exterior train coupler 1-2. Ojaku and the 2 conscripts stand on the train coupler in front of the baggage coach, just behind the coal box.
Keep a lookout. Don't let anyone through.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, sir. Oh, I'm whatever.
That's
Go
fine.
ahead.
It doesn't matter. They're both going to be dead in a page anyway. So.
I know.
Page 6, exterior Bulawayo, no time. Aaron stands on the back of the Jeep. Nikki is laying on the back bench, arm outstretched, reaching for her dead husband. Caption, hours ago. Panel 2, flashback. We see the shadow pass over a corpse laying in the street.
Shadow.
Panel 3, the corpse is now suspended in the air, back arched, arms and legs hanging free. The shadow hovering over its body. Page 4, the corpse is now standing free, eyes open, mouth agape. SFX. Roar! Panel 5, Aaron stands in shock, having witnessed the shadow reanimate the corpse.
My heavens.
Panel 6, present, interior, observation coach. Aaron and Amos sit at the table in the observation coach. Beyond them, Takande enters holding the clipboard. Man, this clipboard is so important.
Am I Aaron? Who should be Aaron?
Sure.
I know it sounds crazy, but it looked like a shadow.
Sounds more like a Mandy to me, but anyway.
Page 7, panel 1, interior, observation coach. Takande hands Amos the clipboard.
Well, how are the men?
Not well, sir. We only managed to evacuate 60% of the townsfolk.
How soon will we reach the next station?
At our current rate, about 3 hours.
Good. We stay on mission. You are dismissed.
Panel 2. Aaron expresses concern, tugs on Amos's arm, but he remains nonchalant, convinced the danger has passed.
We need to warn everybody. Whatever this thing is,
The killer shadow? The dangers of Bulawayo are behind us. The dangers of the European front await, and we must prepare for that.
Panel 3. Exterior, rear platform, no time. Nikki still sits on the rear platform, the skull safely tucked away and the leather satchel hanging over her shoulder. Aaron stands behind her, one hand on the door leading out to the rear platform.
how are you holding up? And then I'm also Nikki. Does someone else want to take over,
Here,
Aaron?
this is far from over.
Panel
There we
4.
go.
Aaron sits on the platform, feet on the metal steps beside Nikki, giving her a reassuring. Oh wait, I'm not the narrator. I'm sorry.
Nikki stares down to the tracks, zipping by, able to look Aaron in the eye. Go ahead, Preston.
I'll make up a bed for you. You should try to get some sleep. It's okay. You'll be safe with us.
Page 8, interior train engine. Jaku aims a pistol at the fireman's head as he stands by the train controls.
Always getting serious.
I still like this bit. I'm glad you're just cutting straight to it.
Okay.
One of the mutinying conscripts stands behind him.
Orders, we are returning to Bulawayo.
Captain, my orders come from the colonel.
Step aside, soldier. Look at me. I am the captain now.
That's right.
Well, he is a captain. He's a captain in the army. He's just not the conductor of the train.
Oh no.
Exterior, train coupler 1-2. Hanzo stands on the train coupler in front of the baggage coach with the other mutinying conscript.
Private, report.
Sir,
Where's the captain?
Panel 3. Who's the captain?
Yeah.
The steam engine's wheels lock up. Steam ejects from the vents. Screech. Panel 4. Hansu slams the conscript's head into the coal box, cracking his skull. Blood mists from his face. Panel 4.
I feel like we needed an SFX for the crack.
Yeah.
Crunch.
That-
Crunch.
Crunchica wrench.
Hanzo throws
Messy.
the conscript under the train between the shifting plates. The conscript screams. Screech.
Oh wait, that was actually my line.
That was your line.
There we go. I did.
That was why I did the SFX after. That was how that
Yeah,
worked.
yeah. There's a little bit of a delay.
Page
Yeah.
9, panel 1, exterior rear platform, no time. Aaron and Nikki are shoved into the side of the observation coach by the sudden shift in momentum. Panel 2, interior, observation coach, no time. Aaron and Nikki enter the observation coach. Amos loads a rifle.
Second lieutenant with me.
Panel
yeah.
3, exterior, train engine, coal box, no time. Hanzo climbs around the coal box towards the engine. The background, the conscript at the controls, and Ajaku the conscript is at the controls, and Ajaku has his pistol trained on the fireman. Panel 4, interior train engine, still no time. Hanzo attacks, stabs Ajaku in the chest with a large combat knife. Blood mists from his body. The conscript draws a pistol.
That was good.
That was good. That was
Yeah,
really
that was good.
acting, people.
Yeah.
Panel 5. Hanzo breaks the conscript's arm. Crap.
I feel like you need to be a little more descriptive there. But I come from a judo background, so I'd be like, how does he break his arm? Is he doing it that way? Is it his arm burn? I don't know. But, look, you're asking an artist to draw this, would like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
Panel 6. Hanzo throws the conscript off the train. Hell yeah. Page 10. Panel 1. Exterior. African Veldt. 9:44 a.m.
There you go.
The conscript hits the desert hard. His body over his head, emphasizing the shattering of bones. Crack.
These poor conscripts.
Yes.
Panel
They're
2.
dead.
They're my
Yeah.
Their
grandkids.
lives don't even matter. It's like,
Observation coach. 9:45 a.m.
yeah.
Nikki looks out of the window of the observation coach at the conscript's body laying in the desert by the tracks.
Navamwari.
Yeah.
Panel 3. Nikki reaches into her leather satchel. Panel 4. Nikki reads from a small black book.
Kundawa. Quinwakafa. Ramanoa. Waka Kotrstira.
Sure. Panel 5. Nikki looks into her leather satchel at the skull, staring back at her.
Boba Oriko. Here. All right. There we go. That's this first 10 pages. Or I think, yeah. No.
Yeah, that is.
It's
12.
It's the first 10 pages of comic book story. Of issue 2. All right. So we had some very graphic, violent deaths. And I'm always a big fan of that. We threw conscripts from the train. Some of them got run over by the train. Some of them got their arms gratuitously broken, their skulls shattered. I mean, what's not to like?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Larry.
yes, jumping to the action was a really good idea. So, yeah, based on the rewrite from last script anyway. So, the whole thing with the train and the different cars, it was good for setup, but it kind of lagged a bit. So, this was much better.
Dang.
I agree with Larry.
Hmm.
I also like how the shadow matters
Yeah.
in this version, so that's sort of tied into the story.
Yes.
And I like how there is a gesture towards conflict in between some of the characters who we've actually met before.
Mario.
I mean, I'll say this that I don't remember too much of the first volume because it was a while ago that I
Yes.
missed it. So as someone who
You
doesn't
didn't back
remember
my
too
Kickstarter?
That's because you didn't back the Kickstarter.
Issue 1 came out like 2 months ago, man.
Yeah, but I'm so sorry. But if you take it from this perspective of someone who doesn't really remember too much of issue 1 from issue 2 here, I was actually pretty hooked on it the whole time. So that means if someone were to, let's say, not have issue 1 and just get issue 2, I think they would be easily kept in by how fast paced everything is.
Yeah, that's a good mention, actually. Issue 2 might be someone's first read of your story, and you need to actually tell them what their story is.
Yeah, they do. All right, constructives.
As I said, there's only a gesture towards conflict between the characters on the train that we met before. And I'd like to see that be a little bit more...
Which characters are you referring to?
like the dude who doesn't care really about the frickin' clipboard.
You mean Tukande?
Yeah. And like, there's not really any hints that the conscripts and the other captain dude have like some sort of secret agenda. And like the wife has like a little bit of action going on in non-flashback. When she's like begging her husband to like give a shit about the clipboard. But
I think
Like,
you're confused. The wife was only in the flashback.
oh, sorry, there was some woman or no Amos who cared about the clipboard.
Amos is the colonel. He's the guy in charge.
Anyways, so given that everyone's just come out of a very tense situation that involved a horde of zombies,
Yes.
one would imagine that emotions would be running fairly wild. And despite being professional soldiers, this is outside of the magisterium for which they were training. And I would expect to see a little bit more panic from everybody. Or fear. And I'm not getting a sense of fear for a bunch of people who are just nearly mauled by zombies. Right, that's where I was getting at.
Okay.
Because like the flashbacks are really integrated into like, oh, here's what was lost. That's great. You caught everyone up on the story. The shadows really well introduced. The action scene at the end is great and it's sudden, and you cut to it way faster than you did last time, and that really flows. So like, just ratchet up a little bit of that tension while we're waiting. So like, instead of just something happening, you, as the creator, are telling the reader, "Hey, wait for it a little bit more." And something is going to go wrong, right? So that's my note.
All right, for me, yeah, I want to ditto what Danny said in regards to. I would like a little bit more heads up that the conscripts have a bad agenda, because I feel like they were kind of okay. Like before they were dying, I felt like they were okay. So I guess I want the story to be a little more clear as to why what they're trying to do, or where their motivation is, before they die in horrible graphic ways. Also, I feel like it couldn't hurt. This is not. I've never given this note before, but you could throw in like some witty banter as the heroes are dispatching the conscripts in horrible ways.
Hold on. This is being recorded. So
Yeah.
we could show you the video of you saying that in the future.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
like
yeah.
stick around or
It-
sorry, Mr. Crane. I don't know.
Oh, that's gonna leave a mark.
That's unbelievable. Here we go.
Leave a mark on the
I don't think there's
train.
enough Tylenol for
Yeah.
that.
He breaks his arms, right? He breaks his arms and says, picks him up and says, "This is a one-way ticket only," and just throws him outside.
There we go. Yeah, there we go. Because
Oh,
otherwise,
no.
like I said last time I saw this page, we have heroes fighting red shirts, and we know how that's going to happen. You know, like it's there's not much tension in there because we have heroes fighting red shirts, so they should at least be dispatching them in
With panache.
style, with panache. You know.
Okay, so I do have one question.
All right.
And crap.
There you go.
It was before you went off on your red shirt tangent. You said something that
The motivation that I wanted to see the concept.
yes, motivation.
Yeah,
So
motivation.
okay, so this was what I was trying to do. So if
Okay.
you have, sorry. So if you have or at least what I was attempting to set up, and if you have suggestions, let me know. So
Okay.
Bulawayo, the town that they were in issue 1, was overrun by zombies. They barely escaped with their lives.
Yes.
So the train is essentially at this time, as far as we know, zombie free.
Yes.
A few people want to turn the train around and go back to Bulawayo
Yes.
to
A few
rid the
people
zombie.
being Captain on Joku.
Yes, Captain Njoku and his red
Right.
shirts want to go
Yes.
back to Bulawayo
Right.
and make sure and put down the zombies, not just run away.
Okay.
That's the conflict that I'm trying to establish quickly so that I can, because my red shirts, before my red shirts die.
But I never see the red shirts. I mean, or do I? And I just missed it. Do I ever see the red shirts pledging loyalty to Onjoku?
It's kind of it's in the scene when they're in the car and he says, "I joined the army to defend my home, not see it be overrun," and the other guy says, "Yes, I agree with you."
So
John,
these guys saw a zombie apocalypse, right? And first
Basically,
off, does this happen all the time?
no,
Yes.
So they've
Yes,
never seen a
absolutely.
zombie apocalypse before, right?
no.
Go back. They want to go back to fight over.
They want to go back and they want to quell the. Yes, they want to stop. They want to kill all the zombies. And you're breaking up, and I can't hear you.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I've said they're fighting over the privilege of going back to certain death, fighting zombies. So I'm having a hard time with their motivation, honestly, the whole way. And you know, once they're dispatched off of the train, I'm like, okay, cool. Also, I feel like if it was really going to be an important fight scene, you'd have him fighting on Joku because he's the guy who has the idea. He's the guy who's taken opposition to the heroes. But instead, they're fighting red shirts, and like I said, we know it's going to happen. So, yeah.
Well, and Joko's the one that gets stabbed through the chest with the big knife.
Oh, did he die on the pages too?
He's going to die on page 11, but
Yeah.
yes.
Oh, okay.
slowing everybody down for a second, John. The way you do what you want to do is to leverage your supporting cast. What you don't have is any of the evacuees from the town saying, "I want to go back. I had 7 cows in there and a ton of gold, and I want to find a way back for that. And I hear I'm not the only one. I talked to some of the conscripts. Put background dialogue in.
That could
Have
Maybe
people
give
talking about, no, we shouldn't go back. It's full of horrifying zombies. I'd rather go to white man's land. Whatever. Have different opinions. Show this conflict in dialogue until it explodes into action.
There you go. That's pretty good. Yeah.
Maybe alternatively, I'm not sure how much the conscripts and the military knows in the sim that you have, but if one of them has an idea that it sounds like it might work, like if we go back and do X, Y, and Z, perhaps this whole thing can all blow over
Mm-hmm.
because the audience will know, and maybe the main characters will know, but maybe this team doesn't know. So in their eyes, they're the good guys because that's their limited frame of knowledge, not actively being antagonistic.
There you go. Yeah, God is punishing us because this guy didn't say confession. If we go back and this guy says confession, all the zombies will go away.
Sure,
Something like that.
It
Yeah.
tells it.
Yeah. Because otherwise,
Okay.
I'm like, if you've never seen a zombie apocalypse before, I have a sense you would be a little bit freaked out by it and probably not be in a big hurry to go back. This is my thought, you know.
Well, I mean, look at you being all logical.
Okay.
God
I
damn
try,
it. No.
you know. I mean, look, we could say that people are emotional, but I feel like fear would be the dominant emotion, and it would be fear of the thing they're running from, which would motivate them to not go back to it. So that's why
Right.
I have issues with that.
I think it would be more like them trying to go back and save the people they left behind, like their families or
Right.
something like that. That would make sense.
Why don't you just
but-
have these background characters just say all of these different things?
Yeah.
Because that seems like a whole lot of different good reasons to go back or to not, and that's a good way to demonstrate that there's an ongoing public conversation about this.
Yes.
In essence, we had people disagreeing about the right course of action that they should take as a society, and we purged those who were on the bad plan.
There you go.
I mean, like,
that's essentially the conflict. Yes.
couldn't the train do? I mean, like, how far away are they from the thing? Couldn't the train just slow down, let them off? Violence averted? I don't know.
If they were, I think they're about 90 minutes away,
Okay.
and the train moves at about 30 to 40 miles an hour.
Okay. So they're 100 miles away. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
yes,
not,
that sounds about right. They're about 100 miles away.
That's not bad. If you want to go back, you at least got a 100-mile head start on your zombie apocalypse. But still, I'm not buying it. Also, all right, we have Nikki doing black magic, and I didn't have any particularly emotional reaction to Nikki's enchanting stuff with the skull. I feel like if that scene's not striking me, then you should cut it, or you should make the scene a little heavier,
I wonder what the
Yes.
Shadow's up to.
Yeah.
The Shadow is secretly behind the scenes manipulating everybody.
That would be a fun
Mhm.
story. I'd pay money
Wait,
to
you know
see
what?
that story.
What if
Somehow
what if,
the shadow returned. There
The
you
Shadow
go.
knows.
what if Nikki's magic was enchanting the conscripts to rebel?
Oh, there you go. That's a good idea. That speeds everything up.
There you go. Genius. You're welcome.
There you go, John. You have way too many options now.
I
Yeah.
do. I had a few ideas of my own. One of them is I need more scenes of Nikki in the beginning, so I had a few ideas that I'm gonna do. So, but anyway, yeah, I appreciate the insight. I think I'm definitely gonna steal your idea about having them have a conversation in the
Oh,
train
God.
about going back and forth about should we go back and should we not, and
Yeah. See.
all
then-
of that. I think
see,
that's a good idea,
yeah.
because then
Yeah.
rather than trying to make Njoku the instigator of it, maybe he's just trying to do peace, and maybe they just, when the fighting breaks out,
Maybe
He's a
he really just
casualty or
wants to go
whatever.
back and say that confession or bury his wife or whatever is going on,
yeah,
right? Like, and that's his reason to do this. Damn, problem solved.
There
He
you
finds
go.
other
There you
people
go.
with the same reason. Sorry, with the same thing they want to do for their own reasons. Suddenly, you have an insurrection on your hands.
Yeah.
yeah. No, that'll work, and it'll be a lot cleaner and easier, I think, than what I'm doing,
Yay!
and it gets me the same results, which is what I need.
Yeah.
All right. Larry Holder has, by the way,
Oh boy.
the of time and space. Lunar Rise #1 is entering its last 2 days on
Yeah, something like
Kickstarter.
that.
It's at 2,600. So, and that's
You gonna hit $3,000 before it's over, Larry?
algorithm says no,
I'm saying
but
no, but
we'll see. Yeah, it's
I
probably
hope,
like
but
yeah,
probably not.
But I mean, the cool thing is the first time he was at 1,400, so he's doubled that take.
Yeah.
Go,
Yeah.
Larry.
Way to go!
Now I'm up to like my
flexing
original
some muscle.
gold.
Yeah.
So, Preston, do you mean to suggest that if you sell a comic on a crowdfunding platform and then actually give that comic to the people who bought it, you might actually increase the size of your crowd?
Yes. That is what I have noticed.
And that's what this
I've heard that's a
script is
problem
all
with some
about.
really terrible creators out there.
And I gotta say, Larry, it's been good working with you. First off, you take notes, you turn stuff in. I appreciate it. You got stick-to-itiveness. But other people have looked at what I've been able to do for you, and they've come to me and they've said, "Well, hey, so I'm currently in talks. This is all right. Hold on, I'm going to make a big announcement. Are you ready? Our big announcement.
Yay.
I'm in talks. We haven't signed any paperwork, but I think I will be crowdfunding and distributing Sorority Sister by Molby Jean. So
Right on, man.
Oh, right on.
yes.
This is good news, right?
Yeah,
this is good news.
It is good news.
Go, Preston.
I mean, look, in part, it's people walk by my stuff and they buy stuff, and I got a wall of sexy ladies, but they're it's a wall of white people, and I'm okay with that because I am a white person, and I feel like that this is my group, and I understand them and I know them, and I feel like if I went totally in the other direction and I'm just going to talk about minorities, I'm like, how can I really speak to their experience? I'm an identity. If ever the world's going into identitarian politics, then I at least have to go, well, I can speak to my crowd. But Mole BC is coming from outside my circle. He is an African American now. He's going to be comic creator, which everybody should absolutely love. So I'm doing my best to promote Black lives.
There you go.
And ideally, the more we're able to work together, now I'll have perhaps some people on my wall who will look different. And then people will go, oh, and I'll go, yes, I am helping Molby produce great stuff.
I'm excited to back this.
There you go. Awesome.
Yay, sounds dope.
Yeah. All right, so we got the Comicsgate Holiday Special presented by Larry Holder.
Yes.
Names have not been changed to protect the innocent.
Yeah, I see we have Cecil and Ethan. All right.
This is just some silly thing I came up with over the holidays because
who's probably venting. All right,
Yeah.
who should be narrating?
Are we going to go into a this is going libel territory here?
What?
I hope. But before we start, I want to say I haven't read this beforehand. I did not pre-approve nor endorse this message. If I come across anything that must be disavowed, there will be some disavowment.
There's going to be some disavowment. So.
Okay.
Yeah. Of course, this is a speculative story. It takes place in the future, so I mean, hey,
Okay.
All right.
And let me just go ahead and say, there's another big kink shaming thing going on regarding one of the guests on Tim Pool, which I get really sick when people do that. Like, it bothers me deeply. But of course,
it should.
It should.
Yeah.
I don't like that, and I don't know why people have to attack the way other people have sex. Like, it just freaks me out. But I mean, that's kind of a logical thing. But if I sit around and I like tell everybody else that, like, I'm sitting here, like my day is constantly like, do you really have to keep calling this person a fag or whatever? Like, it's I just have to police everybody because, like, everybody does it. It's like a thing. Everybody's got to do it. I don't know why, but anyway, whatever. Here we are. And by the way, this is not just a right-leaning thing. I hang out in other circles on occasion, and I listen to what they say, and they do just as much of it. It's just approved
The opposite
targets.
direction. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's, yeah.
All right, page 1, panel 1. Who was narrating?
You can narrate, Preston. I
White
won't make
shot
you
from
read the.
above.
Preston's already narrated.
Yeah.
Should I narrate?
Mario should do it.
Okay. All right.
All
Mario,
right,
go
then
ahead.
I'll try
All
not
right,
to
yeah,
stumble,
go ahead,
not to
yeah,
stumble
yeah.
over my words, okay?
All right. So yeah, I'll sign rules when we get to them. So.
So, Confiscate Holiday Special, one shot by Larry Holder. Page 1, panel 1. White shot from above. A luxury sports car speeds along the dark snow-covered road. Thick wood fences the road on both sides. The headlights illuminate the snow drifts of them ahead of them on the road, create a natural obstacle course to navigate. Panel 2, close up on the front of the car as it skillfully dodges right to avoid a large snowdrift. The tires squeal out and the left front of the car bows down and scraps along the road, causing sparks to shoot out. Maybe a sound effect there? I don't know. Panel 3.
Yeah, probably.
Panel 3, view looking into the front windshield. Ethan drives with laser focus on the road ahead while his friend Cecil yells nervously at him from the passenger seat. The boxes are seat stacked almost through for the car in the back seat that bounced sideways from his frantic turns.
Who's Cecil, Larry?
Danny. There you go.
Danny.
Are you crazy, Ethan? We are never going to make it to the post office in time.
I'll do Ethan. Don't tell me what to do. We are gonna fix this now.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Page 2, panel 1. Close up on Cecil as he screams with rage.
The Sims don't care, Ethan. They give us money for nothing.
Panel 2, close up on Ethan. He glares forward, the eyes never leave the road ahead. He screams back at Cecil. Spit and bits of pie crust fly out from his mouth.
Not bad.
It's been 6 years, Cecil. She finished the calendar 4 years ago and just never shifted. We've lost everything because of your thought.
Panel 3, you looking into the front windshield. Cecil reels backwards, grasping his head with his hands, cursing the world. He lowers his tone, realizing his friend is feeling pain over his loss.
Why? Why did I think I could trust her? Cousin, she broke my heart.
I know, Brady. She screwed us all. Literally, in some cases. But we are going to deliver. We are going to give the backers what they ordered and make this right.
I don't believe Ethan.
Oh, so this is a speculative fiction.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, this definitely feels like
Words
fiction.
Ethan never said.
Yeah. Well, this is
Splash page.
Yeah.
Caption top left. Rural New Jersey, December 22, 2027, 4 p.m. Wide shot. A car speeds past a large sign that says Rural New Jersey Post Office. Exit in 4 miles.
look, almost there.
Page 4, panel 1. The wide shot looking down on the car. A huge gust of wind and snow can be seen barreling towards the car from the left side of the panel as a tree line breaks into a farming field. Panel 2, close up on Ethan as he grits his teeth, his face wincing at the oncoming snow squall.
Fucking balls.
Panel 3, wide shot from the side. The car smashes into the snow squall at full speed. Ethan yells at Cecil.
Try not to shit yourself. I just had the cars detailed.
Oh my god. Page 5, panel 1. Front shot of the car. It rocks back and forth as it plows forward into the gust, almost completely enveloped by the snow, save the headlights cutting through the blanket surrounding them. Panel 2, close up on Cecil as he cries out loud, tears streaming from his eyes.
All this for fucking comic books?
Panel 3, close up on Ethan, his face wild and manic with both fear and joy.
To hell with you, nature. Feel the power of 7 figures.
Panel 4, three-quarter shot of Ethan looking out front of the windshield. The glimmers of lights can be seen in the distance. He smiles widely.
We are coming out of it. I can't stop winning.
Battle 5, close up on Cecil as he looks forward toward the rear in a dreadful panic.
Holy shit, look out.
Page 6, panel.
God.
Point of view of Ethan looking forward. A metal mailbox with an umbrella painted on its side is flying directly toward the car. Panel 2, point of view of Cecil. Time seems to freeze as Ethan looks towards him and speaks.
Guess we're canceled.
Oh no. Panel 3, White shot inside the car. The mailbox crashes through the front windshield of the car. Panel 4, shot looking up from a tall cliff bank. Ethan's car smashes through the guardrail and out over the edge at top speed. Sparks flying in all directions.
There we go.
Panel 5, extreme wide shot. The car flies downwards off the embankment of a wooded area about 20 feet below. The car is a black silhouette. Its front headlights are the only visible element through the snowstorm, save for a few fiery sparks trailing behind. Page 7. Panel 1, close up on Ethan's face as his eyes spring open, a bright white light shining upon him. Panel 2, he jolts upward screaming. He is a void of white surrounded on all sides.
Holy fuck.
Panel 3, white shot from the side. Still seated, Ethan looks down at his hands and body, a confused look on his face. He has no wounds. Panel 4, same view. Ethan cups his head in his hands and weeps.
It's just a nightmare, a dream. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
Panel 5, close up. Ethan looks over his shoulder as a voice from behind him calls out to him.
John, you can do the hut voice. If he's still there. Okay, Preston. Yeah.
There is no dream, Mr. Sunbeam.
Page 8, panel 1, Ethan's point of view. The hut stands behind Ethan, reaching out his hand to help him up. He is wearing divine-looking robes and his trademark mask. Hut.
Get up, you bum. I ain't got eternity.
Panel 2, wide shot from the side. Ethan slides back in fear of the hut, screaming at him.
Where the fuck am I? Why the fuck are you here?
The answer is obvious, you dummy. You're dead.
Panel 3, close up on Ethan. He pondered Hut's words, speaking his thoughts out loud.
If I'm dead, what is this? Heaven? Does this mean you're dead too if you're here?
Panel 4, close up on Hut as he rolls his eyes upwards while leering down at Ethan.
No, you moron. This isn't heaven. You think you're going to heaven? Please. As for me, I'm not exactly dead.
Panel 5, wide shot from the side. Ethan looks angrily up at Hut as the two converse. Hut smiles as he replies.
Well, excuse me for not knowing the rules here. So if you're not dead, what are you?
I'm the people's champion, of course. Even in the afterlife, you can't hide from me. I told you I'd make you accountable.
Page 9, panel 1, close up on Ethan. Ethan gets even more annoyed with Hut.
Stop acting like a weirdo and just answer me straight. What are we doing here?
Panel 2, close up on Hut as he closes his eyes and sighs while explaining the situation.
Tonight, you will be visited by 3 spirits. No, wait, wrong story. A long time ago, I made a deal with God that if you died, no matter what, I would be the one to judge you. Here's the thing, though. God is big on second chances now.
Panel 3, medium shot. Hut bends down, getting close to Ethan's face. Smiling as he continues, Ethan looks up nervously.
So the deal is, you will be visited by 3 spirits. So we review. Actually, you would review some of the crappy highlights with when you meet these spirits. Ghost of Christmas Past.
Yeah.
Comic Skate Christmas Carol, Larry. Right?
Yep. There you go.
The page.
Or let's just say you're going to need lots of tanning oil.
Panel 4, close on Ethan's face as rage starts to creep in.
If you think I'm going to apologize to a bunch of SJW weirdos on the internet, you might as well just send me to hell and get it over with.
Panel 5, medium shot. Hut stands tall, crossing his arms and wagging his finger in disapproval towards Ethan, who is now standing up and looking annoyed.
Now, don't be like that. Rules are we gotta try and save you first. Besides, I'd rather get you on the side of good rather than what you are now.
This is bizarre and strange. What sort of god does this? Worrying about comics on the internet.
What can I say? He likes the comics we make. He finds them entertaining. But anyway, we need to get a move on.
Page 10, panel 1. Hut, close up. Hut pulls a remote control up from the inside of his robe. Panel 2, close up. Hut hits a big red button on the top. Click. Panel 3, wide shot from behind the two. A large black opening in the white space appears before them. Panel 4, medium shot. Hut bows slightly, pointing towards the opening. Ethan sneers at him.
After you, sir.
Oh yeah, whatever.
Panel 5, wide shot from behind. With Ethan in the lead, the two walk into the opening and are now surrounded by black.
Yeah.
All right.
There we go. That was the end of
Um,
the first 10 pages.
that's pretty entertaining. I thought.
I
Again,
thought
of course,
so.
I know the topic. It's way too limited interest to ever actually make into.
No, it's just a joke, but
But yeah, but I just got to say, I feel like your writing has improved. I can tell, like, the story had a good, the story had a good flow. Like there was the conflict, that you're bringing us into, and I don't feel like there was a lot of unnecessary panels or lines. I feel like everything had its place. Everything was amusing. It was all flowing in the right direction. I think your writing has improved.
cool. Thank you.
John.
Yeah, it was funny in parts, and it was entertaining.
Mario.
I personally found this pretty funny. Just the whole premise very ridiculous and all of that. It's a pretty good laugh. I mean, if you do ever make this into a thing, just get us to maybe we can re-record it and just put up on your YouTube channel or something like a Kickstarter bonus, the Comics Gate Holiday Special in the middle of March or something dumb like that.
Yeah.
It was very holiday-y. And yeah, it was a good conflict. It wasn't a naked ripoff of A Christmas Carol. It's not like you will be visited by 3 dildos.
Yeah, exactly.
Or whatever. It wasn't like for the satire. It wasn't massively hateful, which is actually a good thing.
You'll be visited by 3 YouTube copyright strikes.
You'll be visited by 3 lawsuits.
Exactly.
Well, I mean,
so I'm like, I don't know what you think about these people, and I don't care to. But I'm sure that was fine, and even if it wasn't, like there was more than just the conflict against the clock and then against nature. There was also like amongst the 2 characters, so it was all very tight.
Cool.
All right. I don't really have any constructive.
Not a construct, just a suggestion. I don't know if it's support or not, but just like they're rushing down the hallway. I with the car in the road.
Yeah.
I'd be funny, like have like a couple of boxes like on top of the car, and just like have a trunk, and so like some of the boxes are flying out in the first panel. Just as a suggestion.
A little bit more. Yeah.
And turning it from a Santa Claus story into a Christmas Carol story is pretty interesting.
Yeah.
So that could work.
I expect me a Grinch reference in the next half, though.
Yeah.
All right. Is that anything else, or are we good for tonight?
All right.
I think we're good.
I think we're good.
Right.
Yeah.
Happy New Year, everyone. Next time you hear from me, it will be 2022. And what an interesting, crazy year we have ahead of us. Hopefully there will be more shows, because I like doing shows. I don't like doing shows in mass. That annoys me. So hopefully the pandemic will all be over and life will return to normal. Wouldn't that be great? Who knows? Anyway. All right. Well, this has been enough fanciful, wishful thinking. Take care, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Happy New Year,
Hey.
everybody.